Hello everyone, and welcome to another News Coolum video. Now, if you think sitting in front of a Chevrolet Bolt EV is the wrong place to start a video that I titled, "Thank You, Elon," not so fast. I also said, "and Mary." So, I need to change this. I've been having some issues with my Continental Eco Plus, the pure contact. This particular tire has not been holding air. It's at like 8 psi right now, and it doesn't seem to drop off suddenly. It just slowly loses air, and I haven't been able to find a spot where it's clearly leaking from, so I'm going to have to pull the whole tire and look at it. But while I'm here working on it, I wanted to talk about the fact that I've been up here in Northern California. I haven't been able to do nearly as many videos for the channel as I've wanted, and it's primarily due to internet connection. Now, I have been able to work from home over the last, nearly 2 years of the pandemic, and that has been thanks in large part to the Chevrolet Bolt EV and the Chevrolet Volt, both of which have 4G Wi-Fi hotspots. So that's what I've been using to be able to connect to work, to get all the work that I need to do to get that done. But uploading videos for a YouTube channel, it's much more of a bandwidth issue, and work comes first. So, I've been a little bit limited, and then of course you're paying for data when you're on a wireless internet plan. And so even though these have unlimited data, there's still a cap before it's blocked. And really, where I am, there are no ISPs, no high-speed internet providers at all. And even if you go with something like satellite, HughesNet, you still end up having to use dial-up. So there's really been no very good option at all for internet up here since I've been up here, other than these Chevrolet vehicles with built-in Wi-Fi hotspots that can connect to the data towers that even some cell phones wouldn't be able to reach from this very location. So a big thanks. I have to, big shout out to GM having the foresight to, as early as 2015, include these high-speed internet hotspots in their vehicles. That's allowing me to connect to internet even though I'm in an extremely rural area, and I'm sure other people have been able to experience the same thing. But again, it hasn't been the greatest. It hasn't been enough to really support a YouTube channel, and I've been very, very limited in what I've been able to do in the meantime as a result. But I've been talking for a while. I need to get this tire off. All right, so those aren't bad brakes for 150,000 miles. But yeah, let's go check out what's wrong with this tire. Now that we're over here, we can talk about the other internet access that I now have, and this is the Thank You, Elon. So as I noted, there really isn't any option for internet up here, any high-speed internet, but I did put in an order for Starlink about a year ago now. So I got it a little bit ahead of when I first reserved it. It was about an 11-month wait time. Looks like I got my new set of Reeboks. But now that I do have it, I'm going to be able to do a lot more video content, hopefully. But there is one catch to it. Even though this is much, much faster download speeds than what you can get with 4G, theoretically 4G could be nearly as fast as what I'm seeing with Starlink right now, up to 150 and maybe almost as much as 200 megabits per second down. The big elephant in the room for this Starlink setup that I have right now is that the upload bandwidth is better than it is with the Wi-Fi that I'm getting through the Chevrolet Volt and the Chevrolet Bolt EV, that 4G connection through the AT&T network, but it's not that much better. So it's one of those things where I'm super happy to have it. Starlink through SpaceX does it's an amazing job bringing high-speed internet as most people would use it to rural communities where there just really aren't any other options. And then if you are using, wireless data plans, you're paying per unit of data that you're using, whereas Starlink acts more like a standard ISP where you're just getting the bandwidth. So that is a huge boon right there. It is on the expensive side, I won't lie. A lot of families that live in these rural communities can't afford $100 a month for internet. If you're working from home and you're making city wages in a country environment, then maybe you can. But $100 a month is pretty steep. But, it is a satellite internet. But like I said, the big elephant in the room is the upload speeds are still only 15, maybe 20 megabits per second. So as someone who might be uploading content creation, things like that, it's still not that great. And it's one of those things where if I were in an area with a dedicated true fiber ISP provider, I wouldn't even consider it. There is a $25 option to make it go mobile, which, we're not going to go mobile, Bane. But at least the option is there. So for right now, hopefully this means that I'll be able to do a lot more video content a lot more frequently. I still have to edit and all of that, but in addition to all of my other jobs, upkeep the property, that sort of thing. But hopefully it means I can do a little bit more content. I might even try to experiment with streaming a little bit, just to do some live streams, because there's a lot of stream of consciousness stuff that I want to discuss in this channel, a lot of reactions to news updates, news stories. There's a lot of reporting that I'm doing on the back end that just doesn't seem to have a good fit within some of the videos that I'm doing. So I might try a few live streams now that I have this set up, and hopefully it works out a little bit better. But either way, like I said, I have to give a big thanks to Elon and a big thanks to Mary for providing options for internet connectivity that allow me to work from home that I really wouldn't have had otherwise, right? So that's a really important thing, a really important option to have. And I'll say this I'm going to be reviewing some EVs coming up, so stay tuned for that. And I'll call out one of the main features. Steve over at Plug and Play EV made a really important video noting the differences between the Hyundai Ioniq 5 and the Chevrolet Bolt EV. And one of the things that he called out is that high-speed internet, that Wi-Fi connection that not a lot of people talk about. But I actually think it is a key feature in a lot of these vehicles moving forward, that people are going to need that sort of connection. And it's a feature that's worth noting when you're reviewing a vehicle, I think, or when you're considering a vehicle for purchase. So, but anyway, I'm going to have to figure out why it is these 20,000 mile tires aren't holding air, and see if I can fix that. So anyway, that was just a bit of a channel update. Starlink now, hopefully, like I said, a little bit better internet connection, a little bit more content coming your way. And thank you for watching.